I'd like to just finish this chapter with a little demonstration of some damage that you can do by using the finalize method. What I'm going to do for this example is go back to the main method, and I'm going to put this back to 1,000,000 customers. And I'm not going to add them to the array list. I'm just going to create them and then immediately lose the reference. So I'm going to put here customer C equals a new customer. And I'll just put in here, I think, the same as before, customer I. So we're just creating these customers. We're not adding them to an array list anymore, which means as soon as they've been created, they're available for garbage collection. In fact, I think I can remove the array list. We don't need that anymore. And then what I'm going to do in the finalize method for the customer, and again, this is obviously not a good idea. I'm just doing this to make the point. I'm going to put in a while loop, and I'm going to say while true, do something. And actually, I'm not going to do anything in there. And because I'm saying while true, this will be a never-ending while loop. Let's run this code now and see what happens. Okay, well, my application's finished and only one of those 1,000,000 customers were garbage collected. And the reason why is that when the garbage collection process started, and it looks like it started much earlier in this example, it started before we'd created all of those customers. And yet when it started, what happened is the first customer's finalize method ran, and then the garbage collector effectively hung, waiting for that finalize method to finish before it could go on and run the finalize method of the next customer. So in fact, although the garbage collection process ran, it never finished. And even right at the end of the application, when we say how much memory is available after the garbage collection, it never actually finished. So we've effectively disabled the garbage collection process by putting a never-ending loop in the finalize method. And if we try and understand the numbers here, remember I've run this by saying we want to have a minimum heap size of 300,000. So at the end of the application, even though the garbage collecting process should have run, because it hasn't finished, the amount of available memory is not our full 300,000. It's less than that initial heap size. The actual heap in use is greater than this figure, but not all of the heap is available and free memory because in this case, the garbage collection process hasn't finished. So I hope it's absolutely clear. Don't be putting code in the finalize method. And in fact, if you're using Java 9 and above, this method has now been deprecated. Okay, well, that's been a relatively basic and high-level introduction to garbage collection, but we are going to get deeper and learn a bit more about the internals of garbage collection. But in the next chapter, I want to revisit the claim that I made near the start of this chapter that memory leaks aren't possible in Java.